Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Spirit Blossom Kindred and we'll be facing off against Baron. I was looking through the list of champions and then I saw Spirit Blossom Kindred and I thought now that would be an interesting matchup against Baron. Kindred, Spirit Blossom Kindred can't take damage or die, so she will always be able to contest Baron. And considering the setup we're running on her, we should also be able to always clear the board from any potential threats. We have Archangel Staff, so we have extra mana, and Grand General's counterplan, so we always have access to a Dance of Arrows per turn. So that's always at least 3 damage to all enemies per turn once we level up Spirit Blossom Kindred. And last we have Beast Within, just because the Overwhelm is going to be relevant against enemies that are not Baron Nashor. It's basically the same setup I used on Spirit Blossom Kindred. I have Spirit Blossom Kindred at 5 stars. I wonder if the 6th star upgrade would make it so the Baron's health would be reduced to just 1 point once it is marked. Probably. It doesn't say otherwise in the text. It can still be debuffed by stuff like Gloom, so in theory it should also work with this Kindred's mark. Also I'm running the what's it called? Haunting Hall rune for the extra damage on the beast. Helps us close out games faster. Well, games that aren't the Baron one. I don't really see us struggling a whole lot until we reach Baron. We can just play for stall most of the games anyway.
We have gone long without justice, but keep hope alive.
I'm going to do this. Force the mark on that enemy. Then we can just jump block most of the opponent's attack here. Next turn everything will be marked. We can drop down the Kindred, attack with the Kindred onto something you might play here. And then we can start spamming Dance of Arrows on his board. Sure, he might get a bunch of gems, but if we can fill up his hand with gems and he doesn't use them until the end of the turn, he'll probably be in a pretty poor situation. He stunned my Kindred, so I couldn't attack unfortunately, but it's fine. Is the Patient Beast good here? It's not like I have a better choice of play. I guess I could have gone for the Vengeful Limp, but I don't really see how that would be impactful. Don't really have to concern ourselves with health at all either. The Dance of Arrows will eventually just start healing us for 4 health a turn. Like, I can go for a Dance of Arrows right now. Oh right, Dance of Arrows has Blasting Sigil. Completely forgot about that upgrade. So it does 6 to everything. That's even more damage than I hadn't planned around. That means things will probably be extremely easy against Baron. I'm just going to do this. Attack with the beast, proc the level up on the kindred. Afterwards we'll be able to just use the Dance of Arrows once per turn to clear everything on the opponent's board. Yeah, for opponent. Unfortunately for him, it's all over now. Even if he does get to attack with his units, which can survive the attack, it won't be relevant at all, because they'll just die at the end of the turn. Overkill is putting in a lot of work as well. I haven't played Spirit Blossom Kindred in a while. I forgot how satisfying it was to just control the board with the marks and the Dance of Arrows. Surely this can't go like the Morgana run where I just spend almost 2 hours in the last almost an entire hour on the last encounter. Mist Skull, Moonglow. Nah, none of these are that great. Ravna, Opulent Fire. When I'm summoned, summon a Ghastly Band. Round start, if you have the attack token, summon a Ghastly Band. For fun, let's just pick up Ravna. It's not like the other options are all that great either. And I don't want to spend the remaining rerolls there. Echo, Shivana, or Vayne. Time Trick with X-Tech Fabricator is very tempting. And Echo as Rally Banner, which is interesting. It can dissuade the opponent from attacking into some of my boards. Combine that with the fact that Piltover and Zone is just a good region in general. I think we're going Echo. It's not going to be a major factor towards our victory, but it will probably help. At the very least, the 1-for-1 from the Time Trick is going to be nice. Sure, I'll keep this hand. I can go for the Death Seer on the first turn. Use it as a jump blocker for the opponent's incoming attack. It appears the opponent is just setting up a board of sacrifices.
Ain't no shadows in here, friend.
His next turn is probably going to become a Voran Dragon. Or he's going to play a Fused Firebrand. I guess I was wrong. Yeah, I'll play the Raiding Icon. Most of the opponent's board doesn't have any attack value, so this is fine. I'm even going to let the opponent hit me for the additional 2 there. I can just heal it back with the Dance of Arrows. Slowly and surely the opponent's units are getting marked. Oh no, that's the only thing that kills my Kindred, isn't it? For Gloom. Or maybe not. I thought reducing the unit stats to below 1 health would be sufficient to kill it. I can take damage or die. Interesting. That should have been enough to kill the Kindred. I guess I learned something new today. And I also guess that Riot's coding once again proves to be inconsistent, because in any other card game this would be a way to circumvent the I can't take damage or die. I guess it says or die, so if it can't die, it shouldn't be able to die in any way whatsoever, and that should include gloom, but still, it's a weird interaction. Like, for example, in Magic the Gathering, if you have a creature with indestructible, I guess creatures with indestructible can take damage, so they will. But anyway, if you have a creature with indestructible, you can just give them -5/-5 and they die. That's why I assumed that Kindred would die there. The opponent has a rather large board, but it's not really that threatening. I'm going to do the beast there, just for the sake of dealing a bit of damage. Okay, the opponent's really committed to trying to kill the Kindred, except that won't work at all. Let's do this. I'm just doing this to mark that fused firebrand. And I guess I'll use the patient beast as a way to sort of soften up those units for next turn.
A glimpse of what is yet to come.
Soften up most of the opponent's units, in fact. This will survive one instance of the Rain of Arrows, but I have 3 in hand, so it should be enough to remove most threats. We do this, we do that there. He's killing his own marked unit, which actually contributes toward Kindred's level up. Nice. Ooh. Slight visual bug there. I guess the opponent can't detect the fact that Kindred can take damage or die. I'll take it. I deserve the free victory. Well, it's not exactly free. I'm going to have to find a way to regenerate all the damage I took last or during this encounter. Wait, don't I have like a ridiculous amount of regeneration? It's like 12 or something on Kindred, right? Spirit Blossom Kindred, yeah. Okay, so we're fine in terms of health as well. Fading Memories, Vengeance, Elixir of Iron. I'll take the Vengeance. Just a straight up kill spell. Won't work on Baron Nashor, but it will work on something else along the way. And to keep the practical perfectionist, honestly it's always the weakest support card that's offered alongside Echo. It really doesn't have a place in most decks. The fact that you're shuffling the copies of the card you predicted back into the deck just dilutes your draws a little bit too much. That's a lot of Kindreds. Unfortunately, this is not the best opening hand. I might just go Vile Fist on turn 2 for the sake of generating a blocker. This is going to hurt a lot. Damn, the opponent's really developing a large board. Just 38 damage to my face right away. How do I escape this predicament? Okay, that's one way. A free blocker is nice. I can develop the Kindred. Go for an attack here. Mark an additional enemy. Spend one of the dances of arrows to mark another enemy. Then that one will be marked. I'll have 2 dances of arrows in hand and 8 mana, which is just enough to try and full clear the board. That's 6, 12. No, that's not enough. Or is it? With the healing? Let's try anyway. Oh, right. The extra damage from the damn, we're one off. Wait, maybe this blocks more damage. Yep. Okay, we're still in the game with 3 health and a dream. I mean, I still have the revive, but I would rather not use it now, or at all if possible. Let's do the beast. I'm betting this will be enough to level up the Kindred. Yep. We killed a full board of units last turn. It should be nice if we could develop another full board of units here, but it probably won't. I really wanted to use the Withering Mists on something. I guess I'll have to save it for next turn. And we'll recuperate 1 health by doing 1 singular dance of arrows for 1. It's the little things that matter. Ooh, does that work? I guess it doesn't. Silent sit this round and deal 12 to it. But baseline Spirit Blossom Kindred has 20/20 in stats, so it's not enough for a kill. Okay. That makes a bit more sense. That interaction. All enemies are marked. I wonder if this Dragonling got marked. Okay, but the other enemies don't get marked. That's what I was worried about. Summon an exact ephemeral copy of an enemy follower. I think I need this. Can you please attack opponent? Okay, that's good. I'll recuperate some health here. That's going to be good in the long run. Even if it does recuperate some health as well.
Don't leave. My flight.
Do I kill the Silver Sister now? I wonder. I really want to regenerate health. Let's do 1. I guess there's no better turn to go for the Ravna. +4/+4. Nice. It's even more of a buff than I anticipated. Though it will probably not be relevant here. Yeah, let's go for a healing play. Let's deal some damage. The opponent has 9 mana. If he doesn't develop a full board of units, I'll be surprised. There we go. I really want to go for some Withering Mists here. Just so I can regenerate my health.
They will.
Now I'm at 19.
Its heart beats fast now.
It knows.
Let's go for this. This will probably be lethal.
We do not linger.
There's no way the opponent can survive with just 1 mana. Yep. Okay, so we almost lost there, but we found a way to survive. So we're still holding on to our first life. With the 12 healing, we go up to 31. All of these are terrible. Can't I get something better? Rolling projectile, Buckeye Reaper, Strike Refiller spell mana, I suppose. We already have a lot of ways to refill our spell mana. I would much rather find some spells. Stargazer or Monastery of Irana. Let's go for the Stargazer. Your spells and skills damage enemies in the form of gloom. Damage enemies in the form of gloom. When one of your units or spells deals excess damage to an enemy, deal that much damage. Deal that much to another random back row enemy. I wonder if the psychological warfare will have a negative synergy with this. Because I know for a fact that psychological warfare has some anti-synergies with some other effects. It's an interesting way to just kill, or at least mitigate the threat of the Baron. Once 5+ enemies, marked enemies have died. I'm just trying to check if there's any way that this power will break in a negative way to me. When any unit dies. So yeah, the only way this thing will be bad for me is if it doesn't synergize with the overkill and overkill stops working altogether. But I think it's worth the shot. Just because psychological warfare, it's going to be -6/-6 across the board once we start using Kindred's Dance of Arrows. Do I want to go for the healing or do I want to cut a card? Honestly, I would cut Lore Keeper Revna. Just because it's not that great. But the extra healing, it's way too tempting to pass up. We're going to recover 23 health. And we go into the Elder Dragon encounter with a full health pool. I think that's more important. At the very least, it gives us a better shot at winning, I think. Let's keep the Vengeful Imp and the Buckeye Reaper. We can go double one on turn 1. Unfortunately, we drew the Revna. But to compensate, we drew the Kindred. So we will have Kindred guaranteed on turn 4. Let's see what the opponent does. White Flame Protector, okay. That's a rather weak first turn for the opponent. I'm going to use the Imp to secure a mark there. Now we get a Beast's Frenzy in hand as well. Next turn we'll use the Imp to block the White Flame Protector. Or maybe not. Horns Swarm Caller. Once again proving to be one of the best cards in the opponent's deck. There goes my board and I take 4 damage. Just like that. I suppose will go waiting icon just to develop some blockers for the biggest attackers on the opponent's board. It's hurting a lot, but next turn I'll drop down the Kindred. The opponent has no way to deal with Kindred, or at least I hope he doesn't.
They retreat.
He's giving me the Dragon's Overwhelm. I think that's way too early to be doing that.
We do not linger.
He's not yet at the point where he can close out the game with the Overwhelm, so that's actually worse for him than it is for me, I think.
I suppose you've never thought to ask them nicely.
I can actually go for double Dance of Arrows here. I think that's
A glimpse of
a necessity here. And once the opponent attacks, I'll go for another Dance of Arrows. And then we'll see if the Overwhelm, or whatever it's called, Overkill power works. The opponent didn't actually attack there. That's not what I thought would happen. Well, I guess I wasted a bunch of mana. Well, let's go for the Dance of Arrows anyway. Okay, so yeah, Overkill doesn't work with the spells applying Gloom instead of dealing damage. But it's fine, because we can still deal extra damage to the opponent's units with just straight up trading using our units. Let's level up the Kindred. Just mark all of the opponent's units every turn.
fades away.
I think that will be more than enough to secure the victory for us, because now we won't be able to keep a board for long. No other plays from the opponent, really?
I best dragons.
Well, I guess I'll just spend my mana just so I can get maximum value out of the not Grand General's counterplan, the Archangel Staff next turn, or this turn right now. There's another Horn Swarm Caller. That's fine. Not even worried about that one, because we can just Dance of Arrows,
Like dappled
and that's no
sunlight.
longer a threat. Ooh, you're drawing cards. How frightening. Sure, let's just kill that thing, at least for now. Oh, he had more than enough damage to kill the opponent. The opponent didn't even try to drop down the Elder Dragon. Maybe... No, he definitely had the Elder Dragon in hand. They always have Elder Dragon in hand. Their champion in hand. So I think what happened was that the opponent just didn't see an opportunity to drop down the Elder Dragon. He figured his Elder Dragon would always be under threat. Maybe. All of these are terrible. Pandora's board, nope. Let's just be boring and pick up Mutant. All the other ones will probably be terrible for me. No way I'm facing off against the Ocean Drake. It's way too risky. The opponent can just kill me with Burn if I'm not careful. I'll keep the Vile Feast. And the Vengeance, I suppose. It's one way to deal with the Bone Scryers. Oh, Oh, I was about to say we don't have Kindred this game, so things are going to be tough, but never mind. We have Kindred after all. Ooh, we lucked out. Mutant gave us lifesteal. So I guess this game is free. Let's just mark the brought back protector. Actually, it wasn't necessary. I could have waited for the next turn. He gets marked by default. Yeah, it's fine. Not going to be this small blunder that's going to cost me the game.
The white elk's bones speak.
I'll pass. This is fine. We'll block there. Let's block the highest attack unit. We'll let the Bone Scryer hit us for 4. Next turn I'll be able to play 3 mana worth of spells alongside the Kindred. I'll just do the Wild Fist, I think. Actually, no, let's go for the time trick. Never mind, we got something better. Let's get the Fleeting Spirits. It will start getting a discount in our hand. And that's going to be good. Eventually we'll be able to copy one of the opponent's massive formidable units.
And they say I'm strong. What's your secret, grandfather? My heart is full. That's my strength.
I won't be able to reduce the opponent's attack value, but I think I can still reduce the amount of damage I take here by doing this into this. It just reduces the opponent's health stat by 6, so he simply deals less damage overall anyway. I don't know what... I guess he doesn't want to attack into the unit that can take damage or die. So while one of the our first encounter just didn't understand that Kindred wouldn't die no matter what, all of the following ones seem to be definitely afraid of Kindred. At least I think that's what's happening. Let's do Dance of Arrows. Keep debuffing the opponent's board. I guess I'll play the Echo. It's fine. I'm just doing this to spend as much mana as possible. Just to try and be efficient with our mana, since we're going to get full spell mana anyway the following turn. That's frightening. Can do this. It gets rid of that problem immediately. Let's do this just to generate a blocker. At the very least we'll be able to trade evenly with the opponent's board. Yeah. There. Do I want to take the 22? You know what? We have life still in our units, so I think we can afford to take the 22 here. Like, for example, I'll just be able to drop down a beast here with the Beast's Frenzy, and that will be enough to heal up most of the damage we just took there. Just like that. How close are we to leveling up Kindred? We're almost there. This one's taking a bit of damage here. The unfortunate part is that I can't attack with Echo. Actually, if I debuff the opponent's entire board, maybe. It's still not enough. Oh well, let's just attack with the Kindred. At least I can do that much.
Do not. And they say I'm strong. What's your secret,
The
grandfather?
opponent's not really taking a lot of damage, but slowly and surely I am starving him of value. He's running out of cards in hand. Let's do this, remove the spell shield on the grandfather Rommel.
Very well.
Come on, opponent, do something. Okay, that's probably the only play that would be a threat to me. Actually, no, I can do this
Not your
in response.
Not yet.
Then I'll just drop down the Revna as well, sure. Buff all the units in my deck by 5. Let's block there, block there. Echo Striking generates a time trick. Yep. And sure, I'll use the time trick. Time trick into time trick. It's going to get us closer to leveling up Echo. Though I don't think that will be relevant at all. How close are we? Okay. Next cast of the Beast's Frenzy levels up Kindred, so that's what we're doing. Let's take advantage of the free attack.
Everyone, dear wolf.
Let's just do 29 damage to the opponent's Nexus. Kindred's a major threat now. Ooh, Avalanche. That's neat. Were it not for the fact that my units don't die to it.
An interplay of shadows like dappled sunlight.
Stories of old.
And the opponent dies here. Actually, no. I figured I would have dealt a lot more damage than I did up until now. Surprising that the opponent managed to preserve that much health. Oh well. I guess it's going to take a bit more to actually close out this game. Or the opponent can just place something and I hit it with the Beast's Frenzy. And that's enough to kill the opponent. That's also an option. Ooh, actually not enough. I have to go for a second Beast's Frenzy. Fortunately, the opponent decided not to attack with that Tarkas the Tribeless. He didn't see the line I could use to close out the game one turn earlier. So here, Power Riff. Actually no, Cult Shot, just because I absolutely adore Brainworm. Healer or Spells Chest. Let's go for the healer. Let's cut a bad card from our deck. Fading Icon gives us 2 blockers. Death Seer is probably the best 2-drop we'll ever have access to. I guess Revna's time has come. She's just way too slow. Voice of the Reason, Soul Harvest, Spirit Journey. Let's use one reroll on the power. Hold them off. That's interesting. Eventually the Baron will just stop being a threat. Peculiar Dragon, She Who Wanders. While I think we would be able to deal with the Peculiar Dragon encounter, the reward for beating the She Who Wanders seems a bit more appealing. We don't necessarily need the powers from the scribe. The extra mana would be nice to drop down Kindred on the first turn, I guess. But other than that, we have exactly what we need to stall out the game for long enough to drop down the Kindred. Exactly when we need to anyway. So let's just drop down Death Seer.
You will all know fear.
Fortunately, the Hollow Blood will only proc once we strike into the opponent's Nexus. So this is absolutely fine. Let's just have the opponent curse our Death Seer with a billion different terrors. You know what? Sure, let's go for the Vengeful Imp. He'll probably drop down yet another unit, yep. Figured as much. Now we go for the Fading Icon. He attacks with everything. We sack that. Sack that as well. Next turn his entire board is going to be marked. I'll drop down the Kindred. I'll use the Kindred to mark whatever he plays next turn, and then the turn after that I'll just start using the
Embrace life.
Dance of Arrows. That's fine. As long as Kindred still has some attack, that's all that matters. I just need her to strike
They will.
to deal some damage and proc her effect to mark the opponent's unit. Oh. That's one of the ways to actually kill the Kindred. Just obliterate her. We have a second Dance of Arrows in hand, so I'll do this.
Of what is yet.
Just because it reduces the amount of damage on board by a lot. It also forces the opponent to board clear his own board, which is interesting. The unfortunate part is that obliterated the units, not kill them, so we didn't actually get any sort of progress towards Kindred's level up. It's fine. Just draw into something good here. Called shot. Yep, let's discard one card from the opponent's hand. Some card disadvantage. It's nice. Just dealing damage to soften up the opponent's unit. That's fine. Anything else you want to do, opponent? No? I guess I could have used the Dance of Arrows on the She Who Wonders to reduce its attack, but I have the Frostbite anyway, so it's not like it would be that relevant. Oh, that's problem. A board in a box. Please hit there.
An interplay of shadow like dappled sunlight.
Not exactly what I wanted. I guess I have to go for the Vengeance like that. I would have preferred to hit that with the mark and then go for the Vengeance. Just to maximize the
They will.
progress towards Kindred's level up. But it's fine. Let's just do this. Slowly and surely we're going to win this game. Even if we have to force the opponent into running out of cards to do it. It now has the effect of the War Mother Skull going on. Wait, War Mother Skull at 11? When did that happen? I thought that was always going to be just 12. Wait, no, now I'm remembering, it actually happened a while ago. And I've been playing this game for so long that I'm starting to mix up even different versions of cards in my head. Maybe I need a break. Anyway, I dropped down the Dance of Arrows there just because I figured Kindred wouldn't really be necessary in the future. Do I go for Echo? Nah, I'll go for the Patient Beast. Just start softening up the opponent's board. Let's remove the curse on it. It actually didn't matter because it still had frostbite on it anyway. Do I go for the Echo? My hand is getting a bit cluttered up with the curses, so I guess I'll
Do not linger.
remove the curses first and attack with Kindred. Kindred has the blue buff from the effect, so we get to recuperate some mana. And the Death's Grasp Cultist actually clear my entire board because, or are responsible for clearing my entire board because of that. Because they reduce the attack of the Kindred. 13. Let's just kill one of them finally.
I will yet.
They have been putting in a lot of work. I might just die next turn actually, because of that. Ah, I got a Kindred. An additional Kindred. So maybe the opponent just freaks out. Okay, he didn't freak out. But at the very least I can kill that necrotic arachnoid with this beast. So I'm only forced to take the damage from all of those. 23. Let's go for the Withering Mist. It doesn't heal anything, right? I remember that's one way to mess up my deck. Now my drain effects don't actually drain. Let's drop down the Echo. He's obliterating the Echo, damn. How many entombs does he have? Oh, I know he must have used all of them, right? Let's do this to generate a blocker for the next turn. Alright, with the Wrath of the Freljord on board, that's not a blocker. Well, at least I drew a Kindred. Let's kill the Death Grasp Cultist. Unfortunately, it's been too annoying to let it stick around on board. Well, now I start generating 2 Kindreds a turn. So that's -6 twice to everything. At least now my Kindreds don't die. Let's do
A
this.
glimpse of what is yet to come.
Force him to kill an additional one of his own units. Then I'll use the Fleeting Spirits to copy the She Who Wanders so we can properly block one of the Overwhelmers. And I'll kill that one. Ooh, it actually levels up both the Kindreds.
Pulse fades away.
Didn't realize we had already gone through so many different units that were marked. I guess this game has been going for a while now. No attacks. I guess his units would just die to the Kindreds now, so there would be no point. Get Echo back. Let's do it like this. Full Beast's Frenzy, we get 3 mana back anyway, so it's fine. We force the opponent to respond with something. That's something. Unfortunately, I doubt that will be enough.
Like dappled sunlight.
Let's restore some health. Yeah, sure, I'll call shot. Just to remove a card from the opponent's hand. And now we kill the opponent. That was way too close. I guess I got too confident.
Grace and precision.
And my overconfidence almost ruined me. Vengeance with Yordle Portal, Blighted Caretaker, Despair. I'll pick up the Vengeance. It's been decent so far. Echo with Infinity Edge seems unnecessary. No on Diavros and Hearthguard. Epic Escapades. Are there any epic cards in my deck? Unfortunately, the Spirit Blossom cards don't have a rarity, so I don't know if they're epic or not. The only cards that can benefit from these are the ones from the Spirit Blossom, because none of the other ones are epic. I could look it up, see if it would be actually worth it, but I don't feel like opening up the web browser. Let's just pick it up and move on. I want to cut a card. Our deck is fine as is. 31 cards, maybe cut the Vengeance, but even then, the instantly kill one unit might be fine. Maybe cut the Withering Mist because it no longer drains, but it still targets two things, which might be relevant with the 2-drop on the board. Anyway, let's see if we can face off against the Baron Nashor or not. I'll keep the Fleeting Spirits. All we really need is for Kindred to stick on the board and for Baron to be marked. After that, we'll just start constantly debuffing Baron to the point where he won't be able to do anything. Ooh, the Death Seer is epic apparently. Good to know. Let's do Bakai Reaper. All of my units have regeneration. Good to know, good to know. Let's do this. Fill up my spell mana. Thank you for that Vengeance. We stole a Vengeance from the opponent's deck. That Vengeance actually has different items than mine. They actually got it working properly. Before, if you stole a card that you had in your deck from the opponent, the card would have your items. Ooh, I guess the Cold Shot also is also an epic, so it benefits from the power from the epic escapades. Okay, I was thinking for a second of copying the Baron Nashor, but then I thought, wait, if I copy the Baron Nashor and the Baron dies, don't I just lose? But no, the Baron dying and the opponent losing is from the power, not from the Baron itself. So if I copy the Baron, I'm fine. Let's do Fleeting Spirits there. Just for the sake of both marking that unit and developing a blocker for the elusive one, the elusive unit. I'll block the Baron, I suppose. Taking 26 here is not ideal, but I'll make it back. I want to go for another Cult Shot. Yeah, sure. Let's discard another card from the opponent's hand. Yeah. We're going to this turn with full mana. Let's drop down the Kindred.
We do not linger.
I was thinking about pulling that Hive Herald just for the sake of marking it, but I think this is better. We deal with a unit, we soften up another. Okay, now we have justification to do this. Just mark that Hive Herald. We won't heal, but we'll debuff it. And then next turn we can start going for Dances of Arrows.
It knows.
Is he going to start overriding his units? No. And the opponent apparently doesn't understand. Or is one of those ones that doesn't understand that Kindred can take damage or die. So this is fine. And we've now reached the point where Kindred will level up once we play the Beast's Frenzy. So, safe to say we have won this game. It would have been significantly scarier if we didn't luck out and draft the Hold Them Off power. Now Baron is a permanent non-threat. I guess the psychological warfare would have made Baron a non-threat as well. But still, this just made Baron a non-threat earlier than what was planned for.
They will. A glimpse of what is yet to come.
Do this, let's kill that thing. Attack with everything else. We'll get to cast Time Trick. Sure, let's get another Dance of Arrows, since we don't have enough already. Hey opponent, can you just develop a full board of minions? I think that would be very beneficial for you, trust me. Ooh. Dawning Shadow and Vengeance, both on the Kindred. Keep doing that. Maybe you'll eventually deal enough damage to kill the Kindred.
We do not linger.
Not even damage. Maybe you will eventually just target her with enough kill effects to, you know, kill her permanently.
An interplay of shadows like dappled sunlight.
For Baron's at minus 20 for attack. It's going to be a while until he becomes a threat. Let's do this again. Let's rot on the Patient Beast, sure. Doesn't really matter at this point, the opponent's going to lose at the end of the turn. Ooh, the opponent didn't even properly kill any of my units apparently. I guess he killed one Spiderling. No, I overrode that Spiderling. So he managed to beat Baron without even losing a single unit. Damn, the opponent must be pissed off. If he could actually feel anything, because he is not human.
With grace and precision.
I guess what really ended up impacting the outcome of this run was the things we drafted along the way. They just completely shut down the Baron. Without them, Baron would have constantly killed my entire board every turn, like I was doing to the opponent. Eventually I would have won anyway. It just would have taken a bit longer, and I would have been under a lot more pressure. But yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.